back. So today I'm dropping the oil and I'm putting some Miller's Motorsport oil in, CP 1040. Check in a minute, I think that's what it is. Anyway, that's going to be ran for the next 250 miles. Literally, the oil that was in it is literally just the purposes of starting the vehicle, just to make sure there aren't any leaks. So it hasn't seen any mileage whatsoever, but it's an exciting time because the Dream Science iMap should be here today. Probably won't be in time for me to get it done and get the details, but needless to say, I'll get it done tomorrow, and fingers crossed Dream Science, they got a pretty quick turnaround there. I'll get the map file back to me so I can chuck the running tune on it. Just hearing back from a friend now to get the MOT done, and then yeah, it's all coming together. Ordered the small parts this month, just like wipers, bits, miscellaneous stuff that I need to get for an MOT with. So ran the car up to temperature just to make sure the oil was nice and warm. Yeah, so it's Cryo 10W40, and I was speaking to Dream Science. That's what they do. Put this in for 250 miles and then go drop it at 250 miles, put normal synthetic in for 750, and then you can remove the running tune. So yeah, so just waiting for it to finish up now. Just get all of that out, and there's the bay. It's one of them really. I was left in the dark with a lot of what I've done, to be honest, with the car. There ain't much information online. You've really got to search to try and find it, but did my best, and that's what you guys are here for as well. Hopefully, if you can learn and pick stuff up that I've slaved over to try and find, that would be ideal. And also, I've got to clean the boot with the ST out, because I'm looking at it now and it's a total disgrace. It's a total disgrace. Right, but there you go. That's how storage bins work. As you can see, all of me tools in the back of it and parts, but I'd sort of shed out yesterday because that was a bomb site. Looked like Russia had been in there with a nuke and just set it off, because it was an utter mess, and I can't even walk into it. But at least now I've got everything in here. So if you guys want to see stuff on the van, then just drop a comment. I'll show you what I've got to do as I'm waiting for the oil to drain. So when I bought the van, I knew I was aware of this work I had to do, so I've got a lovely rusty hole there, so I've got a new patch for that. It is off of a medium wheelbase to long wheelbase, so obviously this is bigger on those, but I thought, well, if I get it, I get the shape of the arch then, so I'll just cut it down and make it fit and be generous to this nice seal here. The seal there is a bit grotty, but we'll see if we can yeah, sort that out whilst we're down there. And then the footsteps, you won't be able to see anything in there, but they are rotted completely out, whole way down the door line. You can see the floor. So yes, that's got to be done for the MOT. But no, I'll update you in a second when I got the filter out, change that, and chuck the new oil in. A little update for you guys. Yes, the radio is back in. Finally, decided to do that yesterday. And also, yeah, I didn't realise that was still there, so it was hiding away. But this car has had a Dream Science map in its previous life, so we're giving it back to you. So oil finally drained. Took some time, but now I've put of the first 5 litres in, so now I'm going to drop the engine, well, the car back down to a level surface, and then add the rest just to make sure I'm in the right levels, and chuck some more oil in it. Probably won't get the brakes done today, just as long as the oils are done. That'll be alright, and then crack on with the brakes tomorrow, and hopefully, fingers crossed, get a text back and it'll be MOT for next week. And I've got to do the iMap tomorrow anyway, so yeah, sweet. Morning guys, sorry about the car, let's me just jump in. So the iMap came this morning, so it was delayed by FedEx, but voila, there she is. So I'm just gonna plug her in, get some vehicle details from it, then I've got to send the serial number for the back of the device over to Dream Science with the vehicle information, and then obviously pay the fee, get me running tune. So just going to do that now. Just had to move the car out of the way for the missus this morning. She's got to take this to work, well, to go riding. So yeah, alright, we'll crack on and get the codes. So here we go. Oh shit. No, we're not going to do that. Obviously the first time ever using this. I better look at the instructions. Spoke to Dream Science. They're I've got the running tune. They're going to email that over to me so I can load it on to the device so I can put it on the car. Just literally got the car up on jack stands at the moment. Just did the rear brake pads as they needed doing. Now I've just got to bleed the system and hopefully she'll be pucker today. Drop the car down. Before I do so, got to put an exhaust clamp on and then chuck the I can't remember, shuttle panel. Is it shutter panel? Literally put the wipers, all of that on. It's just down here. And yeah, then we can get, hopefully that's it done. I can just check over it one more time, but I'm pretty certain that is it. So it's a bomb site as ever. So we've got that to go on, but first we've got to bleed the brakes. So we come around here, new pads are in on the back, fronts were fine. And then literally just got to put the shutter on scuttle panel. That's it, scuttle panel. But first I need to get to that, and you can't get to it when that's on. Well, you can, but you can't put anything in it. But we're going to use Easy Bleed, so I'll get that set up and I'll show you how it works. But yeah, then we need to give this engine bay clean because it's filthy. But yes, if you look in here, you can see the iMac just sitting there. Just waiting for an email back, but I just thought I'd get this done before. So we'll bleed from this side, then here, over there, front passenger, and then front driver's side, as that is closest to the master cylinder. So yeah, give you an update when I get it done. So, coming back around here, we've got our brake cleaner in the Easy Bleed. That's attached there, and then that goes down to a tyre, which will be maximum PSI of 20. So that's basically your second man there. And I've got my pot for my waste, and I've got another litre, but I've already put more in there. I did buy some new tubing, but yeah, didn't fit, bought too small. So I found this in one of the waste bins that I was going to throw out, but it's from an old siphon system. Obviously everything that's going down here is waste. And obviously this is not a tutorial video of how to bleed your brakes. So I've just got to go and get an 11mm spanner, because I changed all the bleed nibbles recently, because the last time I tried this, they all rounded off. So get the bleed nipple, bleed spanner, 11mm, go on the other side. So I've bled the brakes and the pedal's feeling nice and sharp. Now literally just got to put all the wheels back on, put the front bumper back on, so I had to take it off with easy access. It's nice having a quick release bumper for that purpose. Forward now, so put the wheels back on, drop it back on the ground. Before I do so, just got to fit an exhaust clamp. Might just tear all of them off. I think I've got 10 now, so I'll just redo them so they're perfect for the future. Then literally just got to load the laptop up, get onto my emails, load the file onto the iMap, and then save me having to transport the vehicle to get it tuned. And then I thought, fuck it, 500 quid on an iMap system, and about 550 for the running tune as well. So not bad really, considering I have 9 maps to choose from now, including the tune file. I don't know, I haven't really looked into it, but I know when the car's ran in, we'll build ourselves up and start running ModX. And then until I spoke to them earlier, and they can do another custom file. Probably take it to them to get dynoed. Fingers crossed, because I want to run 400 or close to with stock internals until we get that forged engine this year sometime, hopefully. Fingers crossed. If the van goes well, got a lot of things in the list, but I will be on the lookout for another parts engine, so I have to build that into a forged lump and possibly get it lined. Just do the works really, but we'll just get this one running first. We're jumping ahead. So front bumper's back on, brakes are all done, wheels are back on, and then I'm just going to do the clamps now, or clamp as I should say. Just think the ones for the tips are pretty seized on, they ain't going nowhere, but yeah, you can see just need to put clamp on there, that one's the same, and that's these sort of U-clamps. Nice and cheap, but do the job well. So, can't complain. So, I'll get that on there, just aligned that to how I want it to sit. I'm going to have to take these tips off and give them a good old clean up after we've done the run-in. There's no point making it look glamorous now, because it's just a waste of effort, in my personal opinion. So, I'll get the clamp on there, and yeah. Right, so I put the clamps on the exhaust. I did take the other ones off, as they're completely rusted. That split clean in half, and the other one, wherever it's gone, I threw it. It's yeah, I think it's under it. There we go. Looks like it's been dunked in in the ocean for the last 10 years. But hey ho, anything to do with a Ford rusts, but yes, it's always a fighting challenge. No, they're ugly as anything at the moment. I do need to get some better clamps, but voila, there you go. They're all in there. All of them are adjusted to the best bit. That one's terrible. Look at that. I'll get it over. I'm going to have to take the pipe off and give it a good old wire wheel. I'll drop the whole back box for that eventually. So yes, now we drop her down. And I've got to load up the laptop, get that tune sorted, and we can go and test. Well, we can quickly drive it as we drop it down, just for the last time. Just want to make sure the brakes actually stop, so I can put all of this back. The wipers on. I'm pissed because I lost the bolts. I think they are the bolts, to be honest. I think they're the right bolts, but I just don't have any end caps, which I'm gutted about. So we'll chuck that back on there, and then hopefully, you never know, might be able to give this engine bay a spruce up today. I've actually got the car back on the ground, driven it about. I might film driving it. I'll just go up and down the track, private track, bumpy as anything, but you don't get to any speed. But if the brakes stop you, that's great, as long as they're sharp, because they were very spongy last time. That's a learning curve. It's a learning curve. I need to stop rambling. I hope you guys don't mind long episodes. This one will be, because it's filmed over a couple of days. But yeah, let us know in the comments. Your guys' feedback helps me out a massive bunch. Especially, what do you want to see? I'm going to try and window tint my windows. Do you want to see it? I need to buy a stand for this, because it sucks. I'd love to be able to show you guys what I'm doing, but I'm not an octopus. Can't hold everything. So that's all up to temp. So we'll just pull forward and see if the brakes stop. Still very spongy still. So I don't know how sharp it's supposed to be, so I can't remember from the last time I had my ST. So I swear they're meant to be sharper than this. I really do. I remember them being a lot sharper. Let's go back again. Oh yeah, they're definitely sharper. Let's just go back again. So I'd say they're good enough, really would. I think it's just lines. I can't bleed them again. At the end of the day, all the air came out. I've gone through 2 litres of brake fluid from the previous time I did it. It's like I kept pumping the pedal. Just going to put you other guys up here because it's blinding me eyes, the sun. I'd say that's pretty much done. Sorry, some voice was dangling around. Forget how big the windscreens are in these cars. Anyway, right, I'm rambling. See you guys in a bit. Welcome back. It's been a while, but we have a tripod, and the ST is out of the tent for once, and it's MOT day. So I'm going to give it a bit of a spruce up, just make sure everything's running right. I've been doing that the last couple of days. Engine oil's good, coolant's good, brakes bit iffy, but I'm sure as soon as you get on the road they'll be alright. It's just because I haven't been able to drive for 2 years, so how am I supposed to know? So anyway, a friend of mine's going to take it to the MOT test tonight. We'll drop it off and get it, well, it'll be later on today. Unfortunately I've got to go to work, so he gets the first drive, which I'm gutted about, but hey ho, cheers for taking it for me then. But the limited RPM map is on now, and yeah, thought I'd just give it a bit of a spruce up today, a bit of a clean, and I'll do a bit of a time lapse of it, and I hope you enjoy it. So let's crack on. So there we have it. So job number 1 done. Just got to wait for it to dry off a little bit, go over it with a drying towel, and then that's done. Probably won't seal it in or anything. If you can't tell by the time lapse, don't like blue. Yeah, I will 2 bucket method normally, but I don't like blue. And paintwork's pretty shoddy. Anyway, there will be something coming later on in the channel, later today, when this is ran in, and there's a lot more things to do before then. But yes, you can probably see where that's going. So this weekend I've been working on Transit, bit of a changer. Welding. I'm not a welder. Went 2 ways, but we got the job done. Got to wait till the summer to actually be able to make it the paint match, and we'll give it a better shot. But yeah, first of a time, welding seals in, body fillering, sanding, I sand wheels, so I don't know why I said that, but painting bodywork, never done it before. So that was interesting. I think I've done an alright job, but I can always put some clips in, or I'll put something up on Instagram if you want to see that. That isn't the final result, that's only one side, so there'll probably be more coming. Now I've just got to go, obviously dry the ST, have a clean around inside, just make it more presentable. Open engine bay, give it a spray, not with jet wash obviously, just some engine detailer, and then we will, fault check. Just go over it one last time just to double check everything. We've got good tyre pressure, all the headlights from indicators work. We don't know about the rear tail light, number plate light, so gonna give that a try. Fingers crossed it's working. This is one of the previous advisories, that was all. So, and it looks like it's been a previous advisory for quite a while. But I'll stop blabbering on, get this dry, and we'll move on to the next.
Say goodbye.
Yo, so yeah, if you haven't seen the Instagram story, it all makes sense. Honestly guys, if you don't follow me on Instagram, loads of you do. Obviously don't have that many subscribers on here, but yeah, so you've all seen that the car went for MOT, didn't make it there. One culprit, luckily, was this. This is a shaft that I rebuilt. It was hobbled together, as you can see, 2 big Jubilees, just to make sure that boot stayed on, universal boot. But it's down. Reason and purpose for that drive shaft was to get the engine started. Was I going to change it? Yes I was. If it did the job for a while, then that's a plus, because there was nothing wrong visually with that shaft. I'm still yet to dive into it, but I've just gone and ordered another shaft for now. That's already here, needs to put that in the car, but luckily that went, because the other reason for this video is, as you would have seen on the Instagram story, we had an oil leak. Now I've just dived into it and my god, I'm relieved to a certain extent, slightly annoyed at something else, but yeah, I think I've solved it. I've obviously taken the shaft out, ready to put the new one in, and also to dive into why the oil is leaking. I was hoping that, well, my worst fear was the turbo is gone. Don't think that's at all my case, because I've got one of the oil return bolts was finger tight. It must have just been, I built it on the stand, put the turbo on the stand, I must have just forgotten about that one little bolt. So yeah, that's the easiest point for the pressure. There's a new braided line on there, so it's up the supposedly more flow, which either way it would have come out of there. It's the weakest point. As soon as, if there's a little gap, that's it, it's coming out. It must have just literally rattled loose, got looser, and then that's where all the oils come from. As well as I found oil on top of the rocker cover again, so looks like we've got a sealing problem for the VVT solenoids. Fingers crossed that was just there, and it's obviously when it's got hot, oil becomes a lot looser and it's just appeared. Hoping probably isn't the case, but we'll dive into that. I'm going to leave the covers off for now. I'm still waiting for the part from Matt Lewis, which is the rubber O-ring that goes on the oil drain pipe at the bottom into the block, and then I've got a new washer, new gasket coming for the bottom of the turbo, and I'll get all of that put on when that arrives. But just for now, I've got it all apart. I think I found the issues, cleaned up all the oil at best I can. I've made a mess with the gearbox oil, so I'm going to have to order some more of that. When you take dry shafts out, gearbox oil comes out. Was I prepared for that? No, so it's all over the driveway. Brilliant. So going forward, I'm going to wait for the parts from Matt Lewis to turn up. They should be here next week at some point. I'm in no rush. Fingers crossed I might be able to get the car in for an MOT by the end of the month. Really got to put my focus into the Transit this weekend, as it did fail its MOT, and I've got to get the retest done. I'm still using it at the moment, but I've just got to do brake line and a couple of other little bits, and then back to the ST, just clean it up, get that new drive shaft in, bolt everything back up when everything turns up, and we'll go for a little spin before it goes off for the MOT this time, just to make sure no oil is leaking. But yeah, going forwards, I think I found the issues with the ST. I'm hoping that is it now. Like someone commented on my Instagram post earlier, 2 steps forwards, 1 step back. Like you all guys, thank you ever so much for your support. Yeah, it's been a bit of a mental batter, but we're getting there. We've got the car up in the air, it's all apart, and I'll give you a little look at what it looks like now. So, right, here's the ST in a full glory, in bits once again. So rocker covers are off, and there was oil in these pockets here. The last time that happened, one of these was leaking. I thought I fixed it, and I did, but it's still leaking. So I've chased an oil. The oil was coming off the back of the rocker cover here, so I've chased it underneath. I'm gonna have a look at these bolts, tighten them up. The washers are all good because they're brand new. We'll have the rubber seals, and then so under here, still got to clean the subframe off, and the boost pipe definitely needs a wash. That needs to come out. But yes, some of the oil was collecting. Imagine there's a pipe there, but the oil was collecting on that V-band, such of a clamp that connects the hot side to the manifold. As you can see, there's a little scar as such where it's gone through a heat cycle, I can only presume. And then it's also been on the cool side, so it's been spraying. There is the culprit. Now, this oil return pipe is how I took it out. Can't really see much on there, it's nice and clean, but we're missing something. And I've also fingered the block. Never thought I'd say that. As I can't see in there, there's a hole up here where that goes into, and there is no washer. Now, for those who don't know me, when I bought this car, let's jump out quickly. For those who don't know me, when I bought this car in pieces. I didn't think it was in this many pieces, but it was. Turbo wasn't connected. So the turbo wasn't connected. A lot of the parts weren't connected. The lad I bought it from put the engine mounts back in so I could transport the car back here. When I dove into it, I ripped everything out, labelled everything up, put it all in little sandwich bags. The amount of sandwich bags I went through, ridiculous. The amount of Sharpies I went through, ridiculous. But if you ever do this sort of work, honest to God, label it, because when it comes 4 or 5 months down the line and you've got a box of things you don't know where it goes, you're going to be thinking, I really should have labelled everything up, which I did, and I've learned off other YouTube videos. I think I took that from TJ Hunt back real long back in the day. Don't really watch his stuff anymore, but yeah, top guy. Him and his little mate, I took that from them, and I've never done any way different ever since. Even if it's a small little job, just a little pot and label. All this stuff will get labelled later on, pretty much know where it is coming from because it's only a few little bits and I'm going to be doing the job next week. Rambling. So, yes, this pipe, I'm going to give it a blow through with the compressor, should have a little square rubber seal that sits on here and then slides into the block. Now when I put it in, I did think in my head, I was like, that's a bit weird, it doesn't have anything on it. And obviously that must have got lost because I never got any refresh stuff in the seal kits. I never even thought about this. The gasket up here, I think, is the only one I got. I got a OEM seals kit. That came with it, so I chucked that on, obviously because I had it. And that little one down here I didn't have, and I just thought, well, I'd never taken this one, something like this apart, so I didn't know it was meant to be there. Obviously was, so that probably didn't help at all either. So, which is weird because I didn't get any issues with oil pressure, which that might not. It is end of the day only a return, but if Air's managing to get in as well, maybe that was doing something funky. I don't know, we'll find out when we put the car back together. If it sounds any different, then obviously that was a problem. No water would have got in there because the car was never driven in the rain. It's always been stored in a tent. It's been washed, but like again, ain't gonna get any water in there because I've never decided to wash the underside of this car yet, thankfully. That's all to come in the very future when I start tearing off the subframe, powder coating it, all this, that and the other. Luckily I never actually dove into that now, as we could have had a big problem. But yeah, at least we've solved something. So, and the gasket is very oily. You can't really tell, well you can actually. I'm going to go with that little crack there. That would have been the way that, yeah, that would have been the side that was onto the turbo. It's got a bit of carbon deposit. That's quite bad for a brand new seal. Good job we got a new one of these coming. So we'll stick that in and it's split. That never helps. So yeah, we've got a new one of these coming. We've got a new, yeah, like I said, the kit. And that's pretty much it. So I've just got to wait for that to turn up. Then I'll chuck it all back in, and the next video will probably be that. So hope you guys enjoyed this long-winded video and me rambling on, but I hope you beared with me. Yeah, I will see you when the rest turns up, and maybe I might do a video on the Transit if you guys want to see it. Yeah, I did some welding work. Still got to do the passenger side, so that might be a video. When I dive into things, sometimes I won't film because I just got to crack on, and videoing honestly takes up so much of your time because you've always got to go back to the camera, this, that and the other. Rambling again. Anyway, hope you guys have a brilliant weekend, whenever this goes out, and I'll see you on the next one.